Wide right, Becky. In the middle for Matt Watson. Good ball, but comes to Pézère, and Ottawa will relieve the pressure early. Still scoreless, 6th minute in Carolina. Roseboom. Back to Pézère. Now it's Rafael Alves pushing forward. He'll boot it high into the air, deep into the Carolina half. Comes free on the left. Here's the cross, looking for Howarth, was De Jong. And this is going to go out of touch for a goal kick. Carolina. So far, all Carolina.
Man, you can't be on the rail at all.
Still scoreless here in the 7th minute. De Guzman in possession. Gets it back. Roseboom moves it wide right. It comes to Porter. Ahead too far for Ottawa's goal scorer this year, Idan Vered. Now Carolina on the counter. Outside the 18-yard box. It's headed here by Pézère. And that's one thing that we've seen. Pézère has been asked to play a little bit higher up this year, coming outside the box. And it doesn't really look like it's part of his comfort zone yet, Graham.
Well, Romuald Pézère has always been a goalkeeper that 18-yard box belongs to him. And we've seen him come very far on corner kicks, on set pieces to claim a cross. But to kind of be, standing on the penalty spot area and then have to come way outside of your box on a couple of occasions.
Flag is up.
Should be that's got to be a card to Al-Badawi there. He ran another 10 yards after hearing the whistle before poking that in, and was a solid 3 or 4 yards offside. Perhaps even 2 RailHawks players were offside.
Yeah, there's no way he didn't hear that. Looks like just a warning from referee Kevin Terry Jr. So Ottawa in possession here. As it's moved left to Roseboom by Rafael Alves inside the Ottawa half. Back in space for Alves. Now De Guzman, the captain, wide right, Kyle Porter. Being pressured. Porter plays it back to the keeper, Pézère. Now to Roseboom.
And Roseboom, he could be the X factor in this game defensively for Fury FC tonight. Played as a center back with Paul Dalglish last year in Austin. Filling in for Fernando Timbo in that role tonight. How that relationship's alongside Alves is going to work, that'll be crucial tonight. And what we see from Lance Roseboom.
Here's Paulo Jr. down the left, working towards the byline, cuts in, gets it back to Young in the penalty area with the cross, headed towards goal, and a nice save by Fitzgerald as the header was on target from Idan Vered.
Great setup there from Fury FC down that left side. Paulo Jr. with a good couple of moves gets it back to Marcel de Jong. Great cross the face of goal. But Vered needed to pick a corner instead of putting it right down the middle. Akira Fitzgerald, very agile and able to jump to make that save.
Quick counter, and Alves plays this out for a Carolina throw. And it's taken here by Paulo Jr. Now to De Guzman. Puts this forward on the right for Vered. Into the Carolina half, 40 yards out. Now to De Guzman. One touch for Porter. Back inside the Ottawa half, Rafael Alves. Almost gave up possession. It comes right back to him, ricocheting off the Carolina midfielder Al-Badawi.
Well, Bailey was sitting in the middle of the pitch just screaming for the ball from several players as he was in acres of space.
There's a ball from Al-Badawi, and the offside flag is up on Shriver. Second offside flag against Carolina.
Well, you can see how this is going to go tonight, and really trying to play a very high line offensively is Ryan Shriver. And Ottawa maintaining to play that defensive line high as well.
11th minute, 0-0. Fury FC with a quick throw inside the Carolina half. Steele into the middle for de Guzman. Plays it to Howarth. And a great first touch, and it's sent back into the Ottawa half.
A lot of offense when these two teams have met. If you look statistically how things have gone, there's a lot of goals. Ottawa has outscored the RailHawks 12 goals to 10 and have a record of 3 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses in the 6 lifetime meetings between the two. The first ever Fury FC win came against the RailHawks, a 4-0 victory at Carleton University.
So what you're saying is we're going to get 2-2 tonight as, terrible play there by the keeper, and a shot here from Steele, and that's headed clear off the line. Not sure what Fitzgerald was doing. He was on the ground and he couldn't gain possession. Now a long shot from Bailey, and that deflects. And we're going to have a free kick here.
Well, you got to give credit to
Ottawa.
You got to give credit to Edon Vered. Great work ethic there as the defender just tried to box him out as the ball was rolling out for a goal kick. But Vered, undaunted, able to get a touch on it, keep it in play, won it away from Fitzgerald. And then Steele's attempt on goal was blocked, perhaps, by Austin DeLuz. All the same, great effort by Edon Vered. Been a spark plug early here for Ottawa Fury FC.
Fitzgerald launches this deep into the Ottawa half. Headed away by Rafael Alves. Carolina keeps possession. It's moved wide left to lose. Quick little 1-2 with Shriver. Now he plays it back into his own half for Marceline. Wide right for Drew Becky, right at the halfway line. 13th minute, 0-0 in Carolina. As it goes out for an Ottawa throw.
Well, we talked about it in the pregame show about that high line of pressure that Paul Dalglish wants to see from his attacking players, and you see why when, it's just the standard of player in this league. When you put them under pressure, mistakes will happen, and we saw that on that last example with the pressure from Vered.
He's air pressured, but he gets this away. Vered had trouble with that one, but he gets back up. He's got a pretty high motor, Edon Vered. And a free kick given Ottawa's way here in the center circle.
And de Guzman fouled in midfield by Nazmi Al-Badawi.
Fury pushed this forward to Julian de Guzman at the halfway line. Across the center circle for James Bailey. Links up with Vered. And he's fouled. Another free kick for Ottawa. The Spanish ricotta crepes sound pretty good. Carolina.
Focus, AJ, focus.
Oh, the PA guys listing off all this great food. Doesn't get much better than Carolina food. Fury FC in possession, it's Bailey. Now to Julian de Guzman. Johnny Steele links up with Paulo Jr. about 35 yards out. Back to Steele. Now de Guzman. Skips past one defender. Now Howarth. Wide left, Johnny Steele. Is it? And it's crossed here. Fitzgerald again has trouble with it off the De Jong cross. But he is able to pick it up this time without any kind of Ottawa chance.
That's why you always want to follow that ball towards the goal, and Howarth had just checked his run slightly there. And Fitzgerald had bobbled that cross from De Jong.
Free kick as DeLuz is bundled over. It's about 45 yards out for Carolina. As we're still scoreless in the 15th minute. Taken short, wide left. DeLuz in the middle, and it's played back to Connor Tobin. Across for Marceline in the Carolina half. Pressured by Paulo Jr., and that just about led to a giveaway, and now it does. Vered gets possession. Vered into the middle. Howarth lays it off. Bailey, and he'll play it back to Paulo Jr. Maybe one too many passes here, but Ottawa still in possession. Steele with a cross, and it's dealt with and almost cleared, but not by Perez. Now Bailey from distance the drive, and that one misses the target high and right. This will be a goal kick, Carolina.
Again, that high pressure from Ottawa, forcing a lot of errors from the RailHawks defenders thus far. Perhaps a squandered opportunity there, maybe one pass too many. Johnny Steele might have been favored to take that shot from inside the 18 as opposed to trying to lay it off for Carl Howarth, who'd made a run to goal.
So after a real slow start, Ottawa starting to find their bearings and starting to trouble Carolina. 16th minute, 0-0.
Yeah, Carolina certainly looked the scarier of the two squads to start inside the opening 5 minutes, with some threatening crosses into the box, and of course that fantastic save early from Romuald Pézère, robbing Austin Deleuze of a sure goal. But since a couple of those chances.
Here's Al-Badawi for Carolina. Couldn't get beyond De Jong. As Ottawa gains possession, it's Julian de Guzman. 3 players on him, so Carolina gets it right back. Deleuze. Now to Watson. Wide right, Shipolani. Shipolani. 15 yards out, and a good tackle here by De Jong. And this is going to go out for a Carolina corner. Oh, it's a throw. It's right near that corner flag, so it's going to be a deep throw for Carolina. Becky will take it. Now Shriver plays it to space, no one there. De Jong will clear. All the way back into the Carolina half. Howarth able to run it down and plays it out for a Carolina throw. This one inside their own half.
A few other NASL games underway thus far this evening. 0-0 between Indy 11 and the New York Cosmos in Indianapolis. Tampa Bay Rowdies scoreless in Tampa against FC Edmonton.
Good ball down the right. Shipolani in space with the cross, and Pézère gets a hand to it. Romuald Pézère able to snuff out that Carolina chance. And the way this one's being played, 18th minute, even though it's 0-0, you can sense that goals are coming at both ends. As the ball over the top for Shriver, and that's cleared away by De Jong. Carolina throw right from the halfway line.
Romuald Pézère has been very sharp early in this opening half. We mentioned that save off Deleuze early, and then just getting a hand to that cross to parry it away. A lot of pace we've seen so far this evening from the RailHawks, from forward Brian Shriver. Nazmi Al-Badawi is playing in that attacking midfield role. And then, of course, we've seen the speed from Shipolani in recent years for the RailHawks, and Austin Deleuze, the scoring leader for this RailHawks team on that left side in the midfield. Listed as a kind of a 4-5-1, drawn out as a 4-2-3-1 for the RailHawks. But certainly not shy of pushing numbers forward with the pace that they have of these players.
Ottawa's won a throw just inside the Carolina half. Vered will leave it for Kyle Porter. And he'll get it back to Rafael Alves. Cross for Roseboom. Lance Roseboom, one of 2 players that joined the squad this year from the Austin Aztecs, which is where Paul Dalglish came from. The other being Fernando Timbo. Roseboom back to the keeper Pézère, as we're still scoreless here in the 20th minute. Alves being pressured and just about loses possession. Alves able to win himself a goal kick. Carolina.
It's the 20th minute. That means it's the sweet moment of the game for fans in section 304. It's
Tied at the top of the table with New York, who's got a better goal difference. The only teams without a blemish on their record, 2 wins, no defeats. Ottawa looking for their first win
A delicious treat.
with 1 draw and 1 defeat as they get the cross in on the left from De Jong. It's headed clear, and this will be the Carolina throw. And 4 straight road games to start the season for Ottawa. They'll be in Edmonton next Sunday as Alves overran that, but it's sent back by De Jong to the keeper Pézère, and he'll lift this high into the air into the center circle where the header is won by Bailey for Vered. Wide left, Johnny Steele, 35 yards out. Here's Steele with a ball into the area. It's headed away for a corner, the first of the match for either side. Here in the 22nd minute, still scoreless. So Edmonton, the next opponent, next Sunday at Clark Field, and then finally it will be the home opener for Ottawa. Certainly didn't want a home game the first couple of weeks.
Definitely not.
But the weather's pretty nice today in Ottawa, and certainly next week it's supposed to be as well. But April 30th, home opener against Miami. Here's the corner for Athens Rugs, and they rule a free kick, foul given against Ottawa. I look forward to that match a couple of weeks from tonight at TD Place against Miami FC, and former Ottawa Fury FC player Mason Trafford. There will be a homecoming just about every week to Ottawa when Fury play this year.
Well, and we saw, especially in the fall season last year, some fantastic crowds at TD Place, and really became a fortress for Fury FC last season.
Here's Shriver down the left for Carolina with the ball across the area, and the finish is no good as it's about 5 yards above the bar on the right-hand side. Good ball from Shriver. And that was Drew Becky, who, well, he's not noted to be a goal scorer.
Yeah, well, side-footed that one instead of kind of putting his boot through it. But yes, April 30th should be a fun one. 2 o'clock the kickoff at TD Place. And next Sunday evening against FC Edmonton, that's going to be a bit of a tone-setting match because those two teams will meet on back-to-back Wednesdays in mid-May, May 11th in Edmonton, and then May 18th back at TD Place in the preliminary round of the Amway Canadian Championship. To the winner goes a date in the semifinals, a home and away leg against the Vancouver Whitecaps.
Fury gained possession in midfield. Here's De Jong. Plays it wide left, Johnny Steele. 24th minute, 0-0. Paulo Jr. offside, so Carolina will regain possession. And yeah, we look forward to those Amway Canadian Championship matches. Such a great first couple of seasons for Ottawa Fury FC. As year one, just getting so many firsts out of the way in professional soccer, and then with the march all the way to the Soccer Bowl, winning the fall championship. An historic second season for Fury last year, when you think Edmonton's in their 6th season and they've never made the playoffs. But for Ottawa, I think the next step, beyond winning a championship, the next step, I think, if you're realistic, you're happy with, here's Howarth, we'll get to that in a moment. Howarth with the ball. Not a great header. That's going to force Fitzgerald to play this out for a corner, so Ottawa will have a throw deep inside the Carolina half. Porter chested down by de Guzman, about 40 yards out as he works away from a couple of Carolina defenders. Now Steele, wide left De Jong, plays it back inside his own half for Roseboom. Center circle, Julian de Guzman. Fury and Canadian captain, now to Alves. Back inside the Carolina half. Turning is Verred, gets the ball. Misses Howarth with the pass. Carolina regains possession. 26th minute now. Scoreless in Carolina, but back to that Amway Canadian Championship. That's one they haven't been able to tackle yet, losing to Edmonton both times, and we'd really love to see them play MLS opposition. They would meet Vancouver in the semifinals should they defeat FC Edmonton on May 11th and May 18th in that two-legged affair.
No question that's a goal for the club this season, just as it's been in the previous 2 years. But this is certainly something that, yeah, you talk about the things that you've checked off in your first 2 years as a pro club. Well, this is the one box that hasn't been checked off, and definitely a lot of importance will be stressed on this one, which is why I think that next Sunday's battle in Edmonton is certainly going to be a tone setter. And sure, it's obvious to say that there's a rivalry established between Ottawa and Edmonton just because you're the two Canadian clubs in the North American Soccer League. But no question, with the type of games that these two teams have played against one another, that rivalry is there, and well, it's about to enter its third chapter, if you will, next Sunday.
Carolina's won a corner here. All corners brought to you by Athens Rugs. Shipolani will take this. Be a right-footed in-swinger. T. Shipolani. Low delivery. Comes to Matt Watson. And this will go out for another Athens Rugs corner. Can't say I'm a fan of the music.
I was waiting for your commentary.
Gone through that before.
I wasn't going to lead you there.
As the delivery is sent out for another corner, headed away off a very dangerous delivery. So another corner for Athens Rugs. This time Deleuze will take it. This will be another in-swinger, but from the far corner flag, so a left-footed delivery, here it is, and Alves steps up to clear. De Guzman able to get to that bouncing ball, launches it deep into the Carolina half, but Verred couldn't get to it. It bounces right to Akira Fitzgerald, the Carolina keeper, here in the 28th minute, 0-0.
Just a bit too heavy on that delivery from De Guzman, but a good run from Verred. The idea was certainly there, and I think we'll see a lot of those opportunities this season for Ottawa as they try and hit on the counter with having three forwards with the pace that they have and pushing that high.
Comes back to Pazer. He'll launch this high into the air into the Carolina half. Flicked on for Verred by Porter. Able to gain possession against two Carolina defenders. Into space for Julian de Guzman. Just past the halfway line, and he'll play it back into the Ottawa half for Rafael Alves. Out of the halfway line. Sends this wide left for De Jong. Steele with the cross. Too high for Howarth. And Watson has it for Carolina. Chased by three Ottawa defenders. Gets it on the right and cleared away by Steele for a Carolina throw.
And a good challenge there by Johnny Steele, because we saw the RailHawks beat three Fury players in the last sequence, and Steele needed to make that challenge. Otherwise, Carolina would have been away with numbers.
They push it up the right. Good tackle by Roseboom, but following up is Watson with a cross, and the shot from Shriver. He skied that one. And that would have gone over the protective netting in hockey arenas. That's how high that shot from Shriver was.
Well, the pass came in just a little bit in behind Shriver, so he had to check his run and was kind of reaching for it. But he certainly won't be pleased with that finish to sail that one from close range so high over the bar.
30th minute, still scoreless in Carolina. Chested down by Ottawa's Johnny Steele in the center circle. Quick little 1-2 with Verred and the ball down the right. Too far for Porter. Skips out for a goal kick, RailHawks.
I'm certainly a fan of the one-touch soccer that we see on display from Johnny Steele. That's what led to the goal last week, but there's been a couple of occasions so far this evening where he's had a little bit more time in the midfield and needs to take that second touch. That last play, a prime example where that second touch, he had time to make it, might have been able to deliver a better ball to the right side for Kyle Porter.
Now in space for Carolina, it's Albadawi, but good tackle by Roseboom, and back comes to Guzman. Ahead for Howarth. The ball wide right for Vered. Edge of the area with the cross. Couldn't reach Paulo Jr. It goes wide left. Steele with the cross, and that'll deflect out for an Ottawa corner, brought to you by Athens Rugs.
Another good sequence from Ottawa. We didn't see the quality in crossing last week. It was more down the middle, but some great delivery in from Ottawa tonight. And again, Edon Vered mentioned on that last sequence.
Left-footed outswinger. Here's the shot from Rafael Alves, and he got under that as well. And this will be a goal kick for Carolina as Rafael Alves was unmarked in the area.
Well, we've talked about a couple of missed chances down at the other end for Carolina tonight. That was a missed chance there for Rafael Alves. Kind of took a little skip off the turf. Perhaps didn't think that it was going to end up reaching to him. And side foots that one well high of the goal.
Still scoreless, 32nd minute in Carolina. As Fury push forward again, it's Johnny Steele for Julian de Guzman just inside the Carolina half. Two defenders on him, he gets it back to Roseboom. Cross for Rafael Alves. Ball wide left for DeYoung, chests it down. Now to Howarth, 30 yards out, Steele into the middle of the park for Julian de Guzman. Lays it off Alves, 40 yards out in the middle. Hard low pass for Vered, and he couldn't get it through to Howarth as this is cleared back into the Ottawa half. Roseboom back to the keeper, Pézère, just beyond the edge of the Ottawa penalty area. Pézère just waiting on this. Now finally de Guzman will play it for Roseboom.
Just not enough movement in white for Pézère to send a ball through, and you know he's trying to put it into a space where they have a chance to maintain possession and not just punt it forward and throw it out for a 50-50 challenge.
Sent forward here for James Bailey. Gets it into the Carolina half. Vered back to Julian de Guzman. Sends this forward wide right, Porter with the cross, and it's cleared away. Carolina starts with a counter. Shriver with the ball down the right. Flag is down, and Pézère will deal with this. Coming well beyond the area.
Well, that's the threat that T. Shipolani brings. Is he started his run early, and when he was getting beyond Ottawa's back line, the ball had been played, so it certainly looked like offside. But he had timed his run perfectly because he had made it early, and the service came at the right time.
34th minute, 0-0. Fury FC in Carolina. RailHawks in possession, but they give it up, and this will be a throw for Ottawa's Kyle Porter inside the Fury half. Porter to Alves. Ahead for Vered. Center circle now, Johnny Steele. Wide left, DeYoung. Pushes forward as the Carolina man is down. DeYoung into the Carolina penalty area. And once again, another Carolina player goes down. It's Marceline. And so two RailHawks players on the ground right now.
There was nothing in it. It was Oh, there's no need for a yellow card on this play. You're running hard for a 50-50 ball.
Hey, how can it be a foul when you kick the ball? How can it be a foul when you kick the ball?
Well, I think we know what Paul Dalglish thinks.
No, there was nothing in that challenge whatsoever. Sure, there was a collision of players there, and DeYoung and Marceline.
Yeah, it's
Well,
terrible.
DeYoung kicks to cross it and leaves his feet after with his momentum to power the cross through and collides with Marceline. If anything, he's winded, nothing more than that. Martin Nash and Paul Dalglish now speaking with the fourth official on the sideline, querying the yellow card just delivered to Marcel DeYoung on that play.
Yeah, basically in the penalty area, a left-footed drive from DeYoung with his momentum pushing forward. Into the air goes DeYoung into the defender Marceline, who falls to ground, and now a yellow card is issued to Marcel DeYoung, the first of the match. But that's one of those ones. I mean, you get all ball and then your momentum just pushes you forward. There's no way that should be a yellow card. Marceline looks like he's going to be okay.
All you have to do is register online, and here's how you win. Go to your match day guide, look on the cover, and register your unique number.
So 37th minute and a free kick
Before Tuesday at midnight. Tuesday night
for the home side, the Carolina RailHawks.
You'll need it to claim your
Still
prize.
scoreless.
The winners will be notified.
Possession has tipped in the favor of Fury FC after being very heavily in favor of the RailHawks early in this match, 57% to 43% for Ottawa.
Fury gained possession back in their own half. Porter gets it from Alves. End of the halfway line. Vered. And he touched it last, so it will be a Carolina throw.
All other matches around the NASL remain scoreless, similar to this one. Minnesota and Fort Lauderdale just underway. They're 2 minutes in. Fort Lauderdale has drawn their opening 2 matches, while Minnesota, after falling to the RailHawks in their season opener, have picked up a win last week against FC
RailHawks in
Edmonton.
possession now. Good ball down the right from Deleuze. Here's Shipolani outside the penalty area. Now with a right-footed shot, stopped by Pézère. Tough angle for Shipolani, but he still got it on target, and Pézère makes the save and prevents any danger by jumping on it.
Well, not that we didn't see the quality of goalkeeper that Romuald Pézère showed us last year in these first 2 games of the season, but we're certainly seeing it tonight as he has made, well, 1 goal-saving stop and parried across away, and then that save on Shipolani. And not only was Pézère named the NASL Golden Glove winner last year, but he now is in the NASL record books in several categories for what we saw from the French goalkeeper in 2015.
Yeah, tremendous season for Pézère as we enter the 40th minute. Scoreless, Ottawa Fury FC and Carolina RailHawks. Ball just inside the Carolina half. And possession is gained by Deleuze, although a little miscommunication, and it goes out for an Ottawa throw, taken quickly here by Porter. Bailey gets it ahead on the right for Vered. Dispossessed by Carolina's Austin Deleuze. Into the middle, Al-Badawi. Back to the keeper, Fitzgerald. And Ottawa backs off a little bit as it comes to Marceline on the right. Wide right, Drew Becky. Forward for Alex Perez. Halfway line. On the left, it's the Englishman, Paul Black. Links up. Quick little 1-2 on the overlap as Black with the cross, and it's cleared away by Alves, and this will be another corner for Athens Rugs for Carolina.
Here comes your favorite song, AJ.
I much prefer when the PA announcer goes through some of his favorite menu items. I'd much rather hear that now than a song. 41st minute corner, Shipolani will take it. Right-footed in swinger. And here's the delivery. Headed away by Alves. And they're calling a free kick Carolina's way, as Verrett is called for the foul. This is in pretty dangerous territory, about 30 yards out.
Paul Black was, as you say, about 35 yards out, and Verrett a little late on his challenge.
Get in the box.
So Deleuze
Maddie's there if you want it.
over this free kick on the left side. 30 yards out. Here's the delivery. High into the air. Pazer grabs it. 42nd minute. Still looking for our first goal tonight. Wake Med Park in Cary, North Carolina. Just outside Raleigh. De Guzman loses possession. It's moved wide left. Here's Deleuze, left-footed shot, and Alves came across to deflect that out for another Carolina corner.
And Alves remains down after sliding across to make that challenge on Deleuze, carrying a bit of a knock coming into this match, and another scoring opportunity thwarted. This time, instead of Romuald Pazer doing the work, it was Rafael Alves blocking that attempt on goal.
Corner for Athens Rugs. Cleared away by Roseboom, but it comes back to Shipolani with a cross. Getting his foot in there was De Guzman. It goes out. And this will be a Carolina throw. 43rd minute, 0-0. Back at the halfway line, Carolina in possession. Marceline with the ball over the top. And this beyond everybody. It's chested down by the keeper, Pazer.
RailHawks fans, be sure to check out the Jump Donuts Family Zone behind Section 101. Family Zone features bouncing castles, face painting, hair dyeing, and much more fun.
Well, we talked in preseason, Richard Starnes and I, that Ottawa would be probably pretty happy with anywhere from 4 to 6 points from their first 4 matches, and that's still within reach here. As here comes Fury down the right. Ball for Porter with the cross, and it's cleared away by Drew Becky. Fury back in possession. De Guzman. Plays this wide left and high into the air. DeYoung does well to keep this in play. Gets it to Steele. Now De Guzman back to DeYoung for his Canadian international teammate De Guzman. Good ball down the left for Paulo Junior. Trying to cut back into the middle. Now with the cross, and the header from Verrett is high. Oh, great cross from Paulo Junior. And Verrett again misses the header. He's had a couple of great opportunities to give Ottawa the lead.
Great work from Paulo Jr. He knew that he was going to be able to get Drew Becky to bite on the slide there. Cuts back, and a great delivery into the back post. Edon Verrett right where he needed to be. Perhaps the cross just a tad too high for Verrett to
offside flag.
Get it on target. He came underneath it.
Offside flag up there against Brian Shriver of Carolina.
The one, we're talking about some of the stats that we were able to extract last week from the match, and the NASL has a partnership with Opta that has really heightened a lot of the different statistical categories. 209 total passes to 174 for Ottawa tonight. One of the things that I like is that the passing accuracy in your opponent's half. Ottawa at 73%, Carolina below 60%. That's a key statistic. It's one thing if you're able to knock the ball around inside your own half, which we saw a lot from Ottawa against New York, especially in that second half when New York just allowed them to move the ball inside their own half. But it's what you do in your opponent's half with that ball that's crucial.
Here's Shriver as we're into stoppage time with the cross, but dealt with easily. It comes to Pézère. So just 1 minute of stoppage time allotted by the fourth official. As it looks like we're going to head into halftime scoreless. Carolina in possession, just inside their own half. Al-Badawi links up in the middle. Now it's sent wide left to Austin Deleuze. In space, Deleuze with the cross. Chested down comes to Cipollani as it was chested down by Alves, but it went right to Cipollani, and it's going to go out for another corner for Athens Rugs.
Well, Romuald Pézère has been a busy goalkeeper in this opening half, but continues to come up clutch for his side here in the opening 45 minutes as Carolina threatens with a final chance in this first half.
Cipollani will take this corner. Right-footed outswinger. Here's the delivery, and it's headed towards goal. That from Perez, but easily grabbed by Pézère. And pretty good half of football in North Carolina this evening. 45 minutes in the books. Carolina RailHawks 0, Ottawa Fury FC 0.
Well, it's almost a carbon copy of what we saw in the opening 45 minutes in Indianapolis last Saturday. It took a little bit of time for Ottawa to kind of get going. They had to weather the storm for the opening 5-6 minutes in this one, and Romuald Pézère made that clutch save on Austin Deleuze, robbing him of a sure goal. But then you saw Ottawa take over, and not only was it so much a possession thing, but it was the quality of chances they were creating, and the guy who seems to be involved on all those offensive plays, Idan Vered, the goal scorer from last week, certainly looks favored to get on the score sheet again tonight.
All right, it's halftime. 0-0 the score. When we come back, Graham Creech has a TSN 1200 sports update. And then a little later, we'll have the halftime stats and much more. Second half action in about 15 minutes' time. You're listening to Ottawa Fury FC Soccer on TSN 1200. possession, 55% for Ottawa, 45% for Carolina. Ottawa won 53% of the duels. They won 63% of balls in the air. They had 13 interceptions to 6 for Carolina. 6 corners for Carolina to Ottawa's 2. Total passes, 217 to 177 for Ottawa. Passing accuracy, 82% to 73% for Ottawa. Passing accuracy in the opponent's half, 73% to 60% for Ottawa. And tackles, 11 to 7 for Ottawa. Clearances, 13-9 Ottawa. And fouls conceded, 5 for Ottawa, 2 for Carolina. So if you were to say who edged the half, maybe Ottawa slightly, but a pretty even half of football at WakeMed Park.
It's been an even 45 minutes. Both teams have had their chances. I would argue that Carolina has certainly had the better chances, and I say that when you look at the saves that have been made by Romuald Paiser, even the save made by Rafael Alves as well on Austin Deleuze, and it's, you're seeing why he's the leading scorer of this RailHawks team. He's a threatening player down that left side, a lot of pace, and while he's, perhaps not picking the right spots tonight because he's certainly not been able to find the back of the net for the RailHawks so far. And for Ottawa Fury FC, really like what we've seen from Paulo Jr. down that left side and also down the right side from Idan Vered. His name has been in on almost every offensive opportunity for Ottawa, whether it's him setting up the play or him on the end of a cross. And so we've seen a lot of good opportunities there. One player would certainly like to see a little bit more from is Carl Howarth, playing in that center forward role. I'm still not sure. We've seen Mark DeSantos use Carl Howarth in years 1 and 2 in that same position. You never seem to get as much out of Howarth when he's in the middle than when you see him out on the wide side. That's where he seems to be the most threatening because of the pacey player that he is.
All right, when we come back, it will be second half action from WakeMed Park in Cary, North Carolina. RailHawks and Fury FC scoreless through 45 minutes. You're listening to Ottawa Fury FC Soccer on TSN 1200. North Carolina. Fury FC and Carolina RailHawks scoreless, the third match of the spring season for both these sides. Carolina winning both, sitting atop the table with New York, behind on goal difference with their 2 wins and 6 points. Fury with a draw from their first 2 matches, 1 point, trying to get off the bottom of the table.
Just looking at some of the other scores tonight, Indy and New York, Tampa and Edmonton, both scoreless through their opening 45 minutes. Minnesota United, Fort Lauderdale scoreless through 26 minutes. In Minnesota, Jacksonville picked up their first win of the season as former Fury captain and now Armada captain Richie Ryan gets his first win with the Armada. 2-1 winners over Miami FC, who will be coming to TD Place in a couple weeks' time. Saturday, April the 30th, 2 o'clock, the kickoff.
Set for second half action. Fury moving right to left in the second half with their white away kit. Black and red trim, black socks, white shorts. Moving from left to right in their charcoal kit with the orange trim, the Carolina RailHawks. No changes for either side here in the second half, as Ottawa gets set to kick off the proceedings here in the second half. They get it back to Julian de Guzman, and now it's sent forward by Rafael Alves, headed away, and Watson gains control for Carolina. Down the right for the ex-Fury defender, Drew Becky. Comes to Connor Tobin. Cross for his partner in central defense, James Marceline. Now Tobin. Wide left, Paul Black, the Englishman. Tobin. For the Spaniard, Perez. Gets it back from Tobin. Perez plays it high on the right, chested down by Shipolani. On the overlap, it's Drew Becky. Pushes back into the middle. Now Watson for Shipolani. Trying to work towards the edge of the penalty area. He does. Now he gets a left-footed shot, and it's a beauty. T. Shipolani puts it top corner in the 47th minute with a brilliant left-footed strike. Carolina RailHawks 1, Ottawa Fury FC 0.
Some good work by Shipolani down that right side and able to cut in onto his left. Too much space at the top of the 18-yard box, and no one makes that run to close him down. Romuald Pézier at the top of his 6-yard box, even if he was on his goal line, still hard pressed to make a save on a shot like that. And certainly not the start to the second half that Paul Dalglish's side would want to see after a much more composed opening 45 minutes.
The ball took a bit of a deflection, which I think fooled even Shipolani. I think he was even surprised that he had that much space, but nonetheless, it's one, as you mentioned, where Ottawa's going to close them down a little bit better than that from 20 yards out.
Well, and that's just a space of the park where there shouldn't be that much space available, and whether it was Bailey's responsibility or not to close him down, there was still just too much of a gap there.
So now Ottawa has to play catch-up as Carolina has possession from the halfway line. Tobin, ball forward, broken up here, and back comes de Guzman, wide right for Vered. He's had a couple of glorious opportunities inside the 18 tonight. Ottawa gives up possession, and down the left comes Carolina. Shriver. Perez into the middle. Watson wide right for Becky. His ball for Shipolani. Good tackle from Roseboom. Referee says play on. Carolina still in possession. Back to the halfway line. It's Marceline. Over the top. Pazer comes flying outside the penalty area and plays this out for a Carolina throw. Shipolani. Roseboom again with a good tackle. And here's de Guzman starting the counter.
I believe that was Al-Badawi went down way too easily there for the official to make a call. No different than the previous challenge from Roseboom on Shipolani.
Carolina back in possession. It's Tobin inside his own half. 50th minute, they lead 1-0. Wide right, Becky. Over the top, it's chested down by Perez. And he and Roseboom have a conversation here. And we're going to see Perez go into the book. First Carolina player to draw yellow from the referee tonight, Kevin Terry Jr.
It was a good initial move by Perez, and
Oh, he
Roseboom
pulled his ponytail. That'll do it. No wonder Roseboom's so mad.
I think the correct term is man bun.
No, because the man bun would be stuck to the head. That's a full ponytail. Come on, you've got to get your hair figured out. You of all people should know more about correct hair terminology compared to me.
Not even gonna go there with that one.
So 51st minute, and Fury FC with a free kick inside their own half. Down 1-0. Roseboom plays this wide right for Rafael Alves. He'll get this forward out of the reach of Porter, but it comes to Bailey. Now Porter. Down the right flank. Porter with a good run. Now the cross, and it goes right to Akira Fitzgerald, who holds for Carolina. Should mention the subs available tonight for Ottawa. The backup keeper is Andrew McCrae. Also available, defender Rich Balshin. Midfielders Mosey Giorio, Mauro Eustachio, and newcomer Brian Oliveira. As well, they've got striker Dennis Chin. Neither side has utilized any of their three subs. The subs for Carolina, the backup keeper is Brian Silvestre. As we've got a free kick going Carolina's way inside their own half. Nick Tatagui, Billy Schuler, Kareem Moses, the ex-Edmonton player, Marvin Ceballos, Capono Low, and ex-Ottawa striker Ali Alberto Hassan. Into the 53rd minute here at Wake Med Park in Cary, North Carolina, just outside Raleigh. Fans upset that they didn't get to see Springsteen a couple of weeks ago.
I'm not touching that one.
I'm just saying they're upset. I'm not going there either. Here's the throw down the left. Carolina, it's taken here by Alves. Now to Porter. Loses possession. And the RailHawks work it into the middle. Ball into the air from Watson, headed clear, and here's Marcel de Jong down the left. Good ball for Paulo Jr., just inside the Carolina half. Lays it off for Johnny Steele. Ahead for Vered. Flag is down. Now at the byline with the cross. Cleared. And Carolina in possession. Shipolani moves it wide left. Here's Matt Watson, the Englishman. Near the center circle. Leaves it for Tobin inside his own half. Deleuze. As it comes to Shipolani. Here's Shipolani with the run, now with a right-footed shot. Blocked by Rafael Alves. Cleared out for another Carolina throw. And just like the first half, Carolina coming out the stronger side to start this second half.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot more of the pace of T. Shipolani in this half than what we saw in the opening frame from the RailHawks. You can also tell that Rafael Alves just not 100%. You can see that after several of these challenges where he's lunging in there, that he always seems to come up favoring, I think, his right foot.
Yeah, he certainly looks to be laboring a little bit for sure. And you've noticed it especially in possession at times in his own half where he's given it up more than we would have seen on a regular basis last season. Fury in possession here, center circle, 56th minute, down 1-0 to Carolina as they work it to the left. De Jong. Back for Alves. Again, struggling with possession there, and Ottawa will win a free kick on a handball just at the halfway line. Fury work it down the right. Howarth hasn't had a lot of touches tonight, Carl Howarth.
No, a lot of this match, especially in the attacking third, has been played on those wide sides, and you know, he's not a player that's going to be getting on the end of a lot of these crosses when they're up in the air. He almost has to draw back in deeper into the midfield to collect the ball to just become a little bit more involved in this match.
Carolina in possession, halfway line. Shipolani plays it back to his keeper, Fitzgerald. Outside the 18, gets it forward to Perez. High into the air. Watson, flag is down. Here's Watson and the shot. Oh, what a stop by Romuald Pezer off of Watson. As he got his right leg on that shot from Matt Watson as the flag stayed down.
Well, that's the second time Romuald Pezer has definitely denied the RailHawks a sure goal when you're in free and clear against the goalkeeper.
Oh, bad giveaway. Ottawa's got it. Paulo Jr. lays it off on the right. Howarth, and he couldn't get around the defender there, Paul Black.
His first touch let him down, played it a little too heavy and exposed himself to the defender.
Carolina gives up possession a little too easily, and Alves plays it back into the RailHawks half. Now on the left, it's Vered trying to cut back into the middle for Paulo Jr. And Becky clears it away.
Just not enough support in the middle for Ottawa right there. As you see 3-4 players in white going forward, and then the ball kind of springs out to about the 25-yard mark, and just no one available in white for about 5-10 yards that could attack the loose ball.
Roseboom with a clearance. Shipolani is going to be called for a foul. Free kick Ottawa inside their own half.
And Shipolani, irate with the foul call, would certainly need to get a second look at it.
That looked like a 50-50 ball.
Yeah, it was a 50-50 ball. I think perhaps the angle that the official was because De Jong dropped his head as if he was going to head the ball and perhaps looked as though he might have got an arm from Shipolani, but certainly a break there for Fury FC, who now break out with Alves.
59th minute. Carolina RailHawks 1, Ottawa Fury FC 0. Fury still looking for their first win of the season.
Well done, Matty. Well done, Matty Watson.
As it comes to Johnny Steele.
Good stuff, boys.
Halfway line down the left. Ottawa wins a throw. It comes to de Guzman. He's fouled.
Fighter shape.
Free kick Fury just inside the Carolina half.
Stay inside to lose. Invite that one. You're good.
As we now enter the 60th minute,
Let's go.
you wonder what Ottawa might do for substitutions. Maybe Dennis Chin as a striking option.
Well, I think you're certainly going to see one of Dennis Chin or Brian Oliveira come in, likely in that middle role for Carl Howarth.
As Carolina gets possession again, but it's out for an Ottawa throw inside their own half.
Well done, boys. We can sit right. Relax. Find your shape.
Here we get it forward for Lance Roseboom. As they move up deliberately from the back. Alves up the right for Porter inside the Carolina half. A little too much mustard on that ball. And Fitzgerald will play it back inside the Ottawa half for a Fury throw.
And again, not a clean hit there from Fitzgerald because of the pressure that came from Edon Vered.
Pezer sends this high into the air, knocked down by Tobin. On the left for Black. Comes off Shriver, and Ottawa's got possession at the halfway line. Good ball to Howarth from de Guzman. Now it bounces for Paulo Jr., 25 yards out. 3 charcoal shirts in his face. And couldn't create something out of nothing there as it comes back for an Ottawa throw.
Yeah, Paulo Jr.'s first touch let him down, and had he been able to get it to his left, got a man in acres of space.
As Porter comes back to intercept a Carolina through ball, and this will go out for an Ottawa throw in the 62nd minute. Here's de Guzman to Roseboom. Ahead James Bailey. Down the left for the captain de Guzman. And he loses possession. Carolina throw. Shipolani down the right. His cross met by Bailey. Back comes Johnny Steele on the counter. Howarth back to Porter. Ahead for Steele in space. Johnny Steele. And tracking back Watson to regain possession for the RailHawks. Carolina player is down, that's Shipolani, and so Becky plays it out so he can get some treatment.
Former Tottenham Hotspur midfielder and Queen's Park Ranger midfielder Nico Kranjčar has opened the scoring for the New York Cosmos, converting a penalty as New York now leads Indy 11 by a 1-0 score. Minnesota United score in the 40th minute to go up 1-0. It's just now been made 2-0 for Minnesota United against 10 men Fort Lauderdale. Gason Mora shown a straight red in the 22nd minute, so now 2-0 Minnesota over Fort Lauderdale, 0-0 between FC Edmonton and the Tampa Bay Rowdies in Tampa. That one in the 57th minute.
Shipolani up, and we'll see if he's going to stay in the match, but we know Dennis Chin is going to come on for Ottawa as he's warming up on the touchline. As Carolina gets possession back. Here's Becky on the right to Marceline. Shipolani okay, and he carries on. Marceline Launches this high into the air into the Ottawa half. Header met by DeYoung. This will be a Carolina throw. Marceline for Watson. Now Marceline. Cross for his partner in central defense, Connor Tobin. Wide left, Paul Black. Into the Ottawa half. Pézère will come out to deal with this. To Alves. Now Roseboom. Back to Pézère. On the right, it's Alves. Gives up possession. Here comes Shriver for Carolina. Shriver cuts to his right foot. Tries to lay it off Shipolani. Gets it back on the left. And the shot is deflected off an Ottawa body. As coming out is Pézère. He'll let this go out of play for a goal kick, and I think we'll see Dennis Chin come on. And this will be the first substitution, and he'll replace Idan Vered for Ottawa.
Well, it was a good 65 minutes tonight from Idan Vered. Like what we saw from him last week, getting on the score sheet, and I think that opening 45 minutes, he was the most threatening player offensively for Ottawa. And now with Chin coming in, it looks like Howarth's been pushed out to the right side, and Chin will take up that role in the center forward role.
66 minute, Carolina 1, Ottawa 0. As Carolina's got a free kick inside the Ottawa half, taken short. Perez. Now Watson. All sorts of room up the middle, and didn't get much on the shot. This will be a goal kick for Ottawa. Pézère gets this forward to Roseboom. Pézère. Wide right, Alves. Pézère. High into the air, into the Carolina half. Header won by Howarth. Bounces again. And this is going to go out for a Carolina throw.
Just looking at the stats now, Carolina now holding the advantage in possession, 51 to 49%, and we saw Ottawa leading in that category.
Giveaway there. Here's Chin. Chin onto his left foot, the shot, and that stopped by Fitzgerald. Just a terrible giveaway. It results in a half chance for Dennis Chin. Gets his first touch there.
Great opportunity on your first touch, and central to goal, a good low shot to the left of Akira Fitzgerald.
Here's the Carolina counter. Edge of the area, Al-Badawi. Now byline with the cross, and cleared away by Rafael Alves. Ball in for Al-Badawi. Now Black. Porter able to get it away to Roseboom, who sends this forward into the Carolina half. Marceline gets it back to the keeper, Fitzgerald. Ottawa not without their chances today. Vered had a couple of great opportunities. Rafael Alves missed on a set piece from a corner. And that opportunity there from Dennis Chin, probably the best we've seen in the second half. But Carolina leading 1-0 as we are in the 69th minute. We're at WakeMed Park in Carolina. RailHawks in possession. It's sent back by Marceline to the keeper Fitzgerald. Now Tobin. Here's Al-Badawi. Watson. Wide right Becky. 35 yards out. Watson back to Marceline. Inside the Carolina half. Tobin for Marceline. Al-Badawi. Now Tobin. Perez for Al-Badawi. Perez. This is Carolina happy to just be comfortable in possession just inside their own half. Watson wide right for Becky. Back into his own half for Marceline. Links up with Al-Badawi. Finally push forward here down the left, and they're going to call a free kick. Bailey called on the foul. As Paul Black was knocked over. Another substitution, and Tisha Polani, who has the lone goal of this match, will come out. And in comes Marvin Ceballos, the Guatemalan.
I remember seeing Marvin Ceballos last season against Fury FC, dressed up for Indy 11.
Well, Cipollani scored a beautiful goal in the 47th minute, and that's where we stand right now. It's 1-0, 71st minute. Will that goal stand? Here's the ball on the left. Shriver the shot, and coming outside the 6-yard box to make the save was Romuald Pézère, and they rule it went off Carolina last, so goal kick.
What a night from Romuald Pézère. This game could be a very unflattering scoreline in favor of Carolina had Pézère not come up with about 3 or 4 saves tonight, not to mention the one in the first half by Rafael Alves as well.
Here's Howarth for Ottawa. Inside the Carolina half, back to Alves, halfway line, and he'll play it all the way back to Pézère. Roseboom for de Guzman. Up the middle to James Bailey. Yep, ex-Derby County man. Derby trying to get back into the Premier League this year. They're in a playoff spot right now. Here's Steele. Gets past one defender, but
should have been a foul there.
Yeah, it was held up. Drew Becky, that allowed him to come across and deal with it. Throw in for Ottawa. Chested down Howarth, gets it to Chin, but it was high into the air, and Carolina back the other way. Fury back in possession. Down the right, it's Porter. Good ball for Howarth, and a very good challenge there to take it away from Paul Black. Here's Watson. Moves it wide right for Drew Becky at the halfway line, and a poor touch allows Ottawa to gain possession on a throw. 74th minute, 1-0 Carolina. Ottawa trying to get at least a point to get off the bottom of the table, although it is early. Howarth. Quick little 1-2 down the right. Plays it for Chin, edge of the penalty area. Back to Howarth. 25 yards out. Steele wide right for Porter with the cross. Gets under this, and this is going to be a goal kick for Carolina.
Bit too much on it from Johnny Steele, and perhaps when Howarth was cutting across the top of the 18, had his captain Julian de Guzman in a good position to receive the ball.
Yeah, next Sunday, Ottawa in Edmonton, wrapping up this 4-game road trip to start the season. And then back 2 weeks tonight. It'll be an afternoon game from TD Place as Fury welcome new expansion side Miami FC. First things first, trying to reverse this 1-0 deficit against the Carolina RailHawks. Down the right they come. It's Becky for Carolina. Ball into the air, headed away by Kyle Porter. Howarth back to win the ball. And he gets it forward for Johnny Steele with the ball down the right. And it's too far for Chin. Carolina back in possession.
Now, once again, just another opportunity where you have time to take another touch. Didn't make use of it.
Here's Becky now, 25 yards out for Carolina. Lays it off. Perez puts this into the penalty area. Comes out for Deleuze. Deleuze, Al-Badawi. Now comes back to Watson, to Black. Now Deleuze. Al-Badawi. With a good ball. But Ceballos just couldn't do anything with it. And now Ceballos knocks down Pézère, whether it was inadvertent or not. Not sure, but Pézère is down. And now he's going to speak with the referee, Kevin Terry Jr.
Romuald Pézère looking to cut across the other side of the top of the box there, and certainly collides with Ceballos, who is coming from his blind side.
So Pézère up and ready to go here in the 77th minute. Ottawa still with 2 subs at their disposal. Carolina also having used one of their possible 3. Alves. Cross for Roseboom. Back to Pézère. Now Alves for Pézère. Roseboom. Back to Alves. Finally pushing forward, it's Bailey. Porter inside the Carolina half. This pass dealt with high into the air, and it'll go out for an Ottawa throw at the halfway line. Here's Alves, wide right for Porter. Now Alves. Back to de Guzman. Cross for Roseboom on the left. Now into the Carolina half. Here's de Jong. And he's dumped by Ceballos. This will be a free kick. 35 yards out for Ottawa. Wide on the left. And we've got substitution number 2, and this will be the Ottawa Fury FC debut for Uruguayan Brian Oliveira. Out comes Carl Howarth. What can we expect from Oliveira?
Well, I think Oliveira gives them another option in attack that, you know, he certainly has a nose for goal, but more importantly, he is an on-the-ground, possession-based player, and I think, you know, certainly fits the mold that Paul Dalglish wants to see. But the only concern I have is at 1-0 in the 79th minute now. Does Ottawa stray away from how they have been playing going forward, or do they, you know, just kind of go with the very direct play of getting balls into the box?
Carolina back in possession. Bailey's free kick 2 seconds ago, right into the arms of the keeper. Fitzgerald not troubling him or Carolina at all, as Becky will take this Carolina throw into space. It's Watson, now Tobin, 40 yards out. Connor Tobin, wide right, Ceballos with the cross, headed away by Alves. Comes right to Becky. Played wide left by Watson. Here's Black with a cross, and it bounces into the penalty area, but right to the keeper, Pézère, and back comes Fury looking to counter. Paulo Jr. being pressured here by Drew Becky, and Becky's going to win the ball for Carolina for Ceballos. And he's fouled. This will be a free kick, as Johnny Steele called for the foul about 25 yards out. Drew Becky doing some good work there against his whole team.
Well, it was a foul that Johnny Steele needed to take, as Carolina came across with a high line of pressure.
So this will be Ceballos. Well, 30 yards out. As we're into the 82nd minute, Carolina leading 1-0. Ceballos with the delivery, cleared away by Alves. Comes back down the right. Shriver gives away possession, but goes off Paulo Jr. out for a Carolina throw.
Well, this match has been there for the taking for Ottawa in this second half, and they haven't been able to produce the chances offensively that they did in the opening 45 minutes, but they certainly have the fresh legs now up top with Brian Oliveira and Dennis Chin coming into the match.
Fury win possession inside their own half. Sent forward to Paulo Jr. Now to Guzman. Held, free kick Ottawa. Taken quickly, but we've got another substitution. And this will be the third and final substitution for Ottawa. Off comes James Bailey in midfield, and in comes the Canadian Youth International, Mauro Eustáquio, with his second appearance of the season. Fury in possession here, just past the halfway line. Oliveira. Wide right, Chin. Now it's Eustáquio with his first touch. Here's Porter. Oliveira back to Roseboom, center circle. Pressured, he's going to play it back to the keeper, Pézère. 83rd minute. 1-0 Carolina. Pézère for Roseboom. Now to Guzman. Back to Pézère. Wide right for Rafael Alves. Now Eustáquio. Roseboom. Past the halfway line. De Jong. Good ball down the left for Paulo Junior.
The offside flag was up, and well, it must have been by the tip of his boot that he was called offside there.
Now we'll get another look at former Ottawa Fury FC player as Brian Shriver will come off. A lone striker up top, and he'll be replaced by Ali Alberto Hassan. '85th minute, 1-0, Carolina. Ottawa limited to probably one chance in this second half from Dennis Chin. Wide on the right, it's Ceballos. Two white shirts in his face, and it's taken away by De Jong, and he wins a free kick.
I think we've seen about 4 or 5 fouls down that one side, and Ceballos has been the culprit on all of them.
Fury in possession, it's Oliveira. Now to Roseboom. Wide left inside the Ottawa half. Turning is De Jong. It comes forward to Roseboom. Now Oliveira. Plays it back to Roseboom. Now to Guzman. High into the air it goes. And they're calling a free kick against Ottawa. Carolina will be able to kill some time here deep in their own half. With a 1-0 lead in the 86th minute. Free kick taken by Akira Fitzgerald. High into the air into the Ottawa half. Ball won by Julian de Guzman. Nice move to get past Hassan. Good ball forward as Ottawa starting on the counter here. Lots of space for Eustachio, but he gives up possession.
It looked as though Eustachio was caught in two different frames of mind there and didn't know whether to go left or to his right, and then when he elected to go left, didn't get a clean hit on it. But a good run through the midfield.
Carolina wide right, Becky. Good ball forward. And it comes into the penalty area, and Hassan unable to get a shot away. As Eustachio gets it for Johnny Steele. Steele wide down the left, Paulo Junior. Near the byline. Here's Paulo Junior. Trying to cut into the penalty area. Gets it onto his right foot, back onto his left. Now to his right with the cross, and it's cleared away. Johnny Steele wins back possession.
Well, and that's exactly the area of the park where Ottawa wasn't having anybody win those loose balls.
Here's Paulo Junior trying to cut to his right into the middle, but Carolina not having it, and it's launched back into the Ottawa half. 88th minute, 1-0 RailHawks. Does Ottawa have a late equalizer? As it's launched forward to Paulo Junior, 25 yards out on the left. Paulo Junior cuts to the middle, onto his right foot, the shot, it takes a deflection, and once again, Carolina, their defense standing strong. As Hassan gets a touch, and Ottawa gets the ball right back to Guzman. Into the 89th minute, into the Carolina half. Forward for Oliveira. Long left-footed shot, but that's not going to trouble the keeper from about 40 yards out. Takes a couple of skips, and Fitzgerald will pick it up.
Up until that kind of that last idea there, I'll call it, from Oliveira. I really like what I've seen from him since he's come on. A couple of good touches, some good service as well, but well, there are few, if any, players in this league that are going to score a goal from 40 yards out.
Free kick Carolina's. Ceballos is fouled.
Tom Heineman has scored his first goal for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. They now lead FC Edmonton by a 1-0 score. New York still up 1-0 on Indy.
Carolina down the right here. It's Al-Badawi. Trying to take it to the corner flag and kill some time, and he wins a throw. Into the 90th minute. Becky will take the throw. In no rush to do so. Into Al-Badawi. And Al-Badawi's going to foul Marcel de Jong. This will be a free kick for Ottawa. And Pezer will hurry the troops up. Gets it right to de Jong. Now Julian de Guzman. Ahead for Alves. On the right for Porter. Now Oliveira in the Carolina half. Oliveira in the middle here. Brian Oliveira moves it wide left. Johnny Steele into stoppage time here in Carolina. Oliveira for Steele. Good ball, Oliveira. Steele with a cross. It's headed away. Comes wide right, Porter. Now to de Guzman with the cross. Comes towards Chin. And they're going to say...
Wow, they're going to call a foul. No, they're going to call him off. They're going to call him offside.
Okay.
And Chin was just took one step forward. When he received the ball, he was back into an onside position, but had just taken that one step forward to get in behind Connor Tobin. Good call by the official on the far side.
So stoppage time here in Carolina. I don't have any indication of how much we have from the fourth official. But Carolina in possession as they go forward here. It's Al-Badawi. Cuts into the middle with a ball forward for Ceballos, and an important touch there by de Jong to clear this out for a Carolina throw. Becky will step forward. Gets it in play for Ceballos. Back to Becky. Gonna kill time at the corner flag, and this will go out for a goal kick. Fury pushing forward here, but possession won by Carolina's Marceline. Ottawa gets it back. It's de Jong. Back to Pezer. Is this high into the air into the Carolina half. Over the head of de Guzman. But Ottawa wins it. Wide left, Steele. Now to de Guzman. For Steele, 25 yards out. Good ball in for Oliveira. Rather, Paulo Jr. comes wide left. Steele looking to get a cross in. Now with the cross. And it's headed away by Tobin. De Guzman trying to win possession back. But he can't get it away from Al-Badawi. And Ottawa wins another throw. Deep into stoppage time. 1-0 Carolina. Fury work it wide right to Eustachiou for Porter. Gets this ahead for Oliveira with the cross. And easily dealt with by Drew Becky. Comes right to Marcel de Jong. Ahead for Steele with the cross. And this is going to go out for a goal kick, Carolina.
Took a deflection off of Johnny Steele after Drew Becky made the initial block on his cross.
Well, not much time left here, and there is the final whistle in Carolina. A 47th minute goal from T. Shipolani, enough to give Carolina 3 points. They are perfect on the season with 3 wins in as many matches. Ottawa still winless with just the 1 draw in 3 matches as they fall tonight 1-0 to the Carolina RailHawks.
It was a different second half. We saw what we saw from the Carolina RailHawks in the opening 6-7 minutes. We saw that for